It is my distinct honor to introduce Commissioner Craig Lesser with the Georgia Department of Economic Development. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you, Chris. And first, before we talk a little bit about the Georgia Department of Economic Development being and the state of Georgia being a presenting sponsor once again of the Tour de Georgia, I just want to say thank you to the medalist team, because they put together what is really the finest race, in our opinion, in the world. Chris and Jim and the rest of the team just do a fantastic job. Thank you very much for what you do. What you saw on that screen really is just a very small sample of what the experience is all about. For those of you that have witnessed any part of the race at all, you know that this is just an extraordinary event. Watching that on the screen is, to me, something like watching a hockey game on TV. You really don't get the excitement of it until you're really there. You're watching the racers go by, but it's even more than just the racers. It's more than just the bicycle race, which is a phenomenal effort. It is about the community involvement. It's about the proceeds going to the Cancer Coalition. It's about education. And really, at the end of the day, it's about everybody just having a great time in our great state. Now, you saw a lot of statistics up there, and you heard a lot of verbiage about superlatives. You saw the notations that there are millions of web hits, millions of people. More than 2.5 million people have seen this race in person since 2003. They've spent over $120 million in our state since 2003. You heard people say that this is the best race, it's the greatest race, it's the premier race. It is. It's all that, but it brings about those same superlatives, the commitment from the communities, some of whom you'll witness and see and listen to today, the communities and their commitment, the tourists that come from all around the world to see the Tour de Georgia in our great state, the racers themselves, and just all of the folks every single day who are committed to making this a great race. Just one brief note, a personal note. Last summer, and as head of tourism in the state, I probably shouldn't concede this, but we took our family vacation in Europe, not in Georgia. We do go to Stone Mountain on a regular basis, though, Curtis. We happened to be in Paris on the Saturday before the last day of the Tour de France. And so it was very, very hot that weekend, as Jim knows, he was there. And so we were watching TV in the afternoon, and about 4 of the 7 or so channels in France were covering the Tour. And of course, the narration was all in French, of which I only understood one word or one phrase that they repeated many, 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 many times. They referenced the Tour de Georgia as the lead-up to the Tour de France. We think, and we know, the Tour de Georgia is the greatest race in the world, and it's right here in our home state. And we are just so excited to be the presenting sponsors once again for a great race in a great state with great racers, great people, and wonderful communities who will once again do an outstanding job of hosting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people to our great state. So, I want to thank all of you for being here today and congratulate all of you for what will once again be the premier road race.